Hi, I'm Brittany Duncan. I'm the Ross McCollum Associate Professor of Computing in the School of Computing at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln and a co-director of the Nebraska Intelligent Mobile Unmanned Systems, or NIMBUS lab. The focus of my work, my individual work, is on understanding how humans interact with drones, whether they're controlling them or not. So if you have a drone that you want to employ as part of your workflow, how can we create a system that you can, from start to finish, take out into the world, do something interesting with, bring it back, get the data you want, and be able to do that consistently without having to become a drone expert. So a lot of our drones that interact closely with the world are focused on how we better understand our environment and our climate. And so we have ongoing work in ecologically important sites. So we have work in Costa Rican rainforest to understand what's happening down there, what's changing. One of our most advanced projects right now is the sensor emplacement project. So it started out as an interesting thought experiment with NSRI, where they said, hey, instead of powering and data muling for sensors that are in the ground, could you put a sensor in the ground with a drone? And so we started with phase one, which was just feasibility. Can we put a sensor in the ground? And it turned out we could. And so then we had phase two, where we actually made it much more robust and took some really interesting paths where we capsulized it so we could drop it under parachute. We did some landing zone detection. We looked at how the sound propagates as you fly these drones to understand how we could make a quieter entry into different places. I had worked with who would later be my advisor, Robin Murphy, as an undergraduate, and I decided to go back and work with her as a grad student because she did search and rescue robotics, and I found that really cool. And I knew even back then, as an undergraduate or new grad student, that I wanted my robots to be out in the world interacting with people. I wanted to develop useful systems that people could employ in serious jobs. I really wanted to find a place where there was a passion for bringing robots out in the world to help people do their jobs, but also to bring robots closer to the world to interact. And I found that here at Nebraska in the NIMBUS lab. So New Tech has been fabulous. We have been able to work with them on protecting our intellectual property. So as we start up new collaborations with either other academic collaborators or other funding agencies, we can go and preemptively disclose our products and make sure that somebody knows they exist and we're protected in that way. I'd like to thank all the undergraduate and graduate students who've worked with me on the projects throughout my time at Nebraska. Dr. Justin Bradley for walking with me from assistant professor to named associate professor. Dr. Carrick Detweiler and Sebastian Elbaum for allowing us to join the NIMBUS lab and creating an amazing place to be successful as a junior faculty member. And New Tech for the award.